We think we're so cool because we do the dun-dun.
Here's the thing about this music. I was at a friend's house actually bottling wine yesterday, which I've never done before at Lance Cellars in Lake Stevens.
Right.
And Debbie, who is a loyal listener, she's like, don't ever get rid of that music because it just sets the scene. It like gets me going.
Nice.
I know.
That's
so
good
nice
to hear.
job, Curt,
And
picking out the music.
We have to thank Ben Sound for that.
Okay, well, Ben Sound did a great job.
It is Curt and Jen in the morning podcast. Good morning or afternoon. I'm really tired because, that's the funniest thing.
You have insomnia issues right now that you're experiencing, which is not funny and not fun.
Well, I think it's because, I've never been a great sleeper, which you're like, how can you screw that up? We all learned as we got older. It's like, how can you mess up sleeping? It's the easiest. Well, yeah, you get to a certain age and it's not the easiest thing anymore. But I think because I've not stayed on like any kind of routine or schedule, being between gigs as we are. So, sometimes we'll get done recording the show and I'll go do some work or whatever. And then I might take a nap, but a nap might be, noon to 3 or something like that.
And then that throws off your sleep schedule altogether.
So, but it's not, so if I seem a little wired or goofier than usual.
Yeah, you went out and got coffee. Like you at 4 o'clock in the morning, got in your car, went to get coffee, and then came back so that we could do the show. Let me just zap you with some Genergy.
Good Genergy. Today, stuff we'll be talking about why some baby strollers are going to get way more expensive.
And next season's Dancing with the Stars cast features a convicted criminal.
They got the
dun, dun, dun.
How about this? Is it true that Amazon delivery drivers can't sing in their vehicles? We don't know if they can sing or they can't sing, but they're apparently...
Is that a thing?
We're going to find out if that's a rule that they're not allowed to sing in their Amazon vehicle.
We asked, what is your nickname and how did you earn it?
Yes.
We got some answers, which are fun.
And finally, moms who regret the name they chose for their kid. You have any regrets about Macy or Riley?
Only because people always misspell Riley's name, even when it's been put in print before they misspell it.
You know what? That happens with Curt my whole life. They spell with a K.
Yeah.
I'm with a C, which apparently is
right. They misspell it with a K.
So we'll get into all that fun stuff and
more.
Ever popular more.
Yes.
Exactly. So we went over that. I'm super tired. One of the reasons, and we're going to talk about Jen's experience last night at the concert you invited me to.
It was a little late night for me too, but it's okay. It was worth it.
By the way, if anybody's ever tried to say no to Jen Pierak, be prepared for some pushback. All right.
Only because I knew Curt. I know we're going to get to this later, but this show was right up your alley.
Yes, I would have liked to have been there, but I had other things to do.
Okay, like clean your garage.
Sleep. Oh, yeah. And we found, actually, once we started cleaning the garage, it wasn't even cleaning the garage. My wife, Dana, found a dead mouse in the garage, which happens,
Is it because you set traps?
No, it's not because we set traps. It's because we didn't have traps set. We set traps in the past. Right around this time of year, I think the mouses... they want to get
or
inside.
Mice.
It's getting a little colder at night, and so they're like, hey, here's an easy place we can stay for free.
Well, how did that one die then? It got trapped in all your stuff.
I do think that it found some of the mouse pellets we had put out in the past, and that was it. I didn't actually get a chance to talk to him or her about how and why they died. Regardless, once the mouse was found, I was like, we're cleaning the garage. Wait, I got to find, are there other mice out here? What are we doing? Yeah, so that was a big party yesterday, too.
Big feet.
Yeah, well, her as well, which is surprising because there's so many things that don't creep her out, and then a mouse, I was like, it's a dead mouse, babe. You get it.
I wouldn't get it.
Yeah, I know.
How did you get it? With a shovel?
With my hand on its tail.
No. Did you put gloves on?
I had gloves on.
That's fracking grossness.
Don't you ever wash your hands? I mean, that's what you do. You wash your hands.
I know, but no.
Okay, no. Not for real. So anyway, that was the fun that I had yesterday, I guess.
I feel like we should play a different music, but I think we'll get in trouble. Like, I feel like we should be playing, are you ready for some football?
I had a different one. Yeah.
Okay.
You had that?
I had, are you ready for some football?
And what was mine? Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Are you ready for some football?
The 2024 NFL season kicks off tonight. Yes, it's actually one of those, believe it or not, it's listed as Sunday Night Football on Thursdays. We discussed in the past how Sunday Night Football sometimes happen on Thursdays.
Oh, it often happens on Thursdays. Thursday Night Football.
Tonight will be the Baltimore Ravens against the Chiefs of Kansas City. That's a rematch from last season's, I think it was the AFC Championship game.
Ooh, and you can see it on King 5 locally here in Seattle.
At 5:30.
And just as a side note, we'll talk about this tomorrow too, but the Seahawks will play their first game on Sunday. It's at home.
I see. That's how much I've been paying attention.
I think. Oh shoot! Maybe take that back. They play on Sunday. I just don't know where. I'm pretty sure it's at home.
Okay, was that taking it back?
Yeah,
going backwards. All right. So yeah, hooray for football season. Although I got my brains on hockey. You know that's how.
Always.
So this story.
I want to talk about this.
Okay, by all means, because you have more experiences than I do.
Lamborghini, you know, the super expensive sports car.
Oh, yes.
Is releasing a baby stroller.
The Lambo baby stroller.
They partnered with a luxury stroller company in the UK. It'll be out early next year. There's like an ad for it that's like over the top. You can
of course
Google it. The website says it's for parents and or babies who want to discover the exhilarating fusion of luxury fabric and precision engineering. It is a pretty stroller, I'm not going to lie.
And we don't know the price yet because I don't think they've released it.
They say at the end of the ad it says it's for those who are born for speed. That's kind of a fun play on words.
Is that not a stroller? Is that not setting your child up to expect that their first car is going to be a Lambo? They turn 16. It's like, hey, I had the stroller.
I don't know about that. However, they're expecting the price to be over $1,000 for a stroller.
How much? And forgive me here for this, but what would you say in general if you want to get a good, not the top of the line, not the El Cheapo, but what would a stroller cost on average?
God, it's been
$100?
A hot second. No, I think it would be more than 100. If you're getting kind of a middle of the line, I think it's a couple hundred. I don't know.
Okay, it's not 1,000.
I'm out of practice on this, but you know, Pat's going to be a granddad soon, so I'll be
that's right.
in it. Yeah,
he's going to be hot firefighter boyfriend grandpa.
Yeah,
all that. That's a lot of
all
letters.
The titles.
There. Okay. Dancing with the Stars, a show that I have loved. No, I don't watch it.
Does Dana, your wife?
No, we're not. We're not dancing with the stars.
I used to watch it when it was first out. I would watch it every season.
So it's kind of a big deal, right?
Yeah.
For a lot of people. I'm not knocking you if you like Dancing with the Stars. Good for you. They just named the new Dancing with the Stars cast. Of course, it's going to be out. I think it starts a couple weeks. Tuesday, September 17th is the 33rd season of Dancing.
33rd. What?
So they just announced all the stars that are going to be on. Well, not the stars. They're going to be the cast. The stars are the stars, and this is I guess these are the stars.
No, those are the stars.
And
I'm just going to put that in quotes because I feel like it continues to go downhill a bit.
Oh, you mean
you will
like the
into star power,
like the D Squad.
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
So I'm just going to read this, Jen. Don't ask me anything about it because I don't know anything. This is about The Bachelor and Bachelorette.
Okay, go.
Here's the information. The new Dancing with the Stars cast was announced. It includes the latest Bachelorette. Her name is Jen Tran. Okay,
so she's the Bachelorette. Okay.
She is on the show,
right.
Dancing with the Stars. Also, the reason that's been kind of a big story because Devin Strader, the guy that she proposed to on The Bachelorette, and he dumped her after the finale was shot. He's also going to be on Dancing with the Stars.
Dun, dun, dun. What will unravel? What drama will come of this?
And there's another thing. I don't even know how to pronounce the name. There's one more. It says one more potential indignity for Jen Tran is one of her fellow contestants is also Joey Grazialdi.
Yeah.
From The Bachelor. Jen Tran was on that season of The Bachelor, and that guy rejected her too. So he's going to be two of her... we can't even call them exes, but they're going to be on Dancing with the Stars. So if you're into The Bachelor, Bachelorette, or Dancing with the Stars, this should be huge.
You know what I wonder? I wonder because Dancing with the Stars is an ABC show. Mm-hmm. The Bachelor and Bachelorette are an ABC show. I wonder if it's written in their contract that they might have to also be on Dancing with the Stars. If they're invited, they have to accept.
You know what? You're probably right. And this also might be a jump the shark moment they were talking about 100%. The other new... stars on Dancing with the Stars. Anna Delvey, she did this infamous scam. She scammed a bunch of people out of a bunch of money. Have you heard of her before? Yeah, but I can't remember the details of the story. However, she is still under like house arrest, and so she's going to have to be wearing an ankle monitor while she's on Dancing with the Stars.
You just stop your mouth right now.
I wonder if they're going to bling it up, or
this is for sure jump the shark.
Yeah. Also, Dancing with the Stars this time around, Dwight Howard, former NBA star. Eric Roberts, brother of Julia Roberts, father of Emma Roberts.
Okay.
He's going to be on. Super Bowl champion Danny Amendola from the Patriots. Actress Chandler Kinney.
Like, who's that even? Okay.
You can't.
I know I can't ask you much. I'm
just saying they can't hear a shoulder shrug on the air.
I'm sorry. I'm rolling my eyes and shrugging my shoulders like,
well, how
what?
about this one? Olympic rugby minx Ilona Maher.
Okay. I know her.
She's a badass.
She was, yeah. And she is actually on the cover of Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition.
She's doing okay.
And I love that because she's not the traditional, like, skinny, hot model. And that's not to say she's not pretty, not that.
But
I think we all have in our
saying.
mind. But she's just so strong and such a good role model for other young girls.
If you want to see a person with 0% body fat,
she's on the cover.
All muscle.
Yeah.
Also, remember the pommel horse? He was kind of a nerd, but he ended up being the pommel horse stud, Steven Nedorozic.
You're still going with more of the... Okay, yes. He's going to be on?
Yeah.
All right.
Without his glasses. Finally, a few other people. Brooks Nader, who's a model. Phaedra Parks from the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And let's just say Tori Spelling.
Tori Spelling's going to be on?
Tori Spelling of Tori Spelling fame. She doesn't need to have any.
She was on, well, I mean, her dad was Aaron Spelling, who did all those shows that we loved back in the 90s. And then she was on 90210. So, okay. All right.
We
well, that's
enough
not very
time on
starry.
dancing, right?
Please,
okay.
let's move on.
Let's do the D squad again.
This is much better. Cinnamon Toast Crunch flavored bacon.
Repeat that, please. I didn't quite get that.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch flavored bacon.
This is not from the cereal company. This is from Hormel, the canned meat company, and they're combining their Black Label bacon with Cinnamon Toast Crunch cereal.
It's a partnership mashup, if you will. Mm-hmm. They're partnering with them. They're not putting bacon bits into the cereal. They're rubbing the so-called Cinnadust onto the thick-cut bacon.
Now, are we getting a thumbs up or thumbs down just in theory?
I'm thinking about this because I really like Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and I really like bacon. I just don't, like, I'm not a fan of maple bacon, like when you pour maple syrup on it or any of that.
So there's some things, and I agree, that as much as you love this and you love that,
I don't know that I'll love the mashup.
Put them together as this and that, and you're like, maybe not.
Well, Walmart's going to start carrying it on September 16th, so maybe we try it. It'll also be available at Kroger.
While supplies last. I guess they're assuming it's going to
be flying off the shelves.
Sell out. Again, that's Cinnamon Toast
to try that.
Flavored bacon.
I do like candied bacon, so there's that.
We were talking about this a little earlier, and I did set it up to say, can Amazon delivery drivers sing? We don't know. But evidently there's been a rumor going around that Amazon is banning their delivery drivers from singing along to the radio.
There's no way that they can do that. Well, I mean, I guess they can put cameras in the cars, and then if they catch you singing, you're out skis.
Oh, let's tell the story then, shall we?
Yes, please. Tell me more. Tell me more.
So that talk online, Amazon is banning their delivery drivers from singing along to the radio. This is some employees and former drivers saying Amazon was cracking down on what they call distracted driving and dinging them if they were caught singing. They can do that because I guess Amazon does have cameras in their vehicles to keep an eye on drivers. Not surprisingly, that's how they'd be able to see if a driver was belting out, their favorite song. Maybe it's Journey.
Maybe it's Journey,
maybe
which we'll talk about later. Yes.
All right, so
that's lame sausage.
But this also might be one of those things where they're, somebody's just trying to get a little bit of airtime, which they just succeeded, because Amazon is saying, the spokesperson from Amazon, this is completely inaccurate. Amazon has never issued guidance or communications that prohibits singing in the vehicle. And they even offered up some evidence by sharing previously produced video detailing a day in the life of an Amazon delivery driver. It does mention the cameras and also shows that delivery person, what?
Singing in the van.
Singing in the van.
I want them to sing because singing makes you happy.
Uh-huh.
We want them singing, moving and a grooving.
So that they set your package gently on the porch and not just like throw it up there.
They don't huck it at you.
I like huck it. That's good.
Ooh. Mm-hmm. The peak procrastination hits at 12:06 p.m. on Monday. So you're going to put everything off the most on Monday at 12:06 p.m. Is that what this is telling us?
I believe so. You can read the data, or as you say, data.
Study.
How you want.
There's a study that asks people when they procrastinate the
after
most.
Analyzing all the responses to when do you procrastinate the most, it turns out they determined with the study, peak procrastination hits at 12:06 Monday afternoon.
So people get to work on Monday. They shake off the cobwebs, work for a few hours, then basically donezo. They're like, we're over this Monday at lunchtime. We're going to procrastinate everything else.
Well, about 3/4 of people do admit that they procrastinate. I'm surprised it's not higher than that.
Just admit that they procrastinate in general?
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Do we want to read this list of what they say they do when they're not doing the things that they're supposed to be doing? Because this is like everybody in the world knows this
This is Captain Obvious stuff. But yeah, let's mention it, Curt.
Go for it.
Watching TV, scrolling through social media, taking a nap, visiting with family and friends, grabbing a bite to eat, doing nothing, going for a walk, and going shopping. I don't think going for a walk is procrastinating. And if you have to get to the grocery store so that you can feed your family, I also don't think that's procrastinating. It might be putting off something else, but you have to still do it.
Wait. Isn't putting off something procrastinating?
I'm just saying they're just maybe putting that on hold for a hot second because they got to get some dinner on the table.
And that's important too.
Yeah.
I understand. And I don't know this going shopping thing, that they could do that from their desk pretty much.
Also, I'm thinking, Curt, that you and I do all of that because,
I
we
hope
don't
so.
have anything else to do.
That's what these couple of months are for. Hopefully it'll be over soon, right? Yeah,
Right.
We'll find out. All right. This is what you asked yesterday.
Yeah. We wanted to know if you have a fun, crazy, unique nickname and how you earned it.
Yeah. And we both thought, I tried to come up with one, honestly, and I don't.
I don't have one either.
People would say, "Well, you kind of got red hair. Did they call you Rusty?" Nope. Did they call you Carrot Top? Nope. None of that stuff. So
Okay.
one time, this is really one time. The owner of the McDonald's that I worked at in high school said, "Hey, Red." I was like, "Yeah." So I was one time. That doesn't count as a nickname. Hey, Red. It's
Okay.
and this is the owner. She was at that time. I'm sure she has passed on by now, but she was a grumpy old person.
Oh, that's no good.
Yeah. So
Well, people did respond to the question that we had on the Curt and Jen in the Morning Facebook page. Jennifer, her last name we have to say because it has to do with her answer. Is
Jennifer Shook.
People love to make nicknames with her last name Shook.
That's easy and sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Marilyn said Mare, my childhood nickname, just shortening it up.
Yeah.
Hey, Mare. Hey, Mare.
People in her family couldn't say Marilyn.
We heard from Ken, our good buddy Ken, who's in Portland. Yeah, I think so.
Is he? Okay.
Yeah, ish. It was called Kennifer, based on my pick from one of those gender-changing photo apps.
Oh, my God.
I didn't know that there was such a thing.
Heather is Hetty. When my nephew was little, he couldn't say my name and called me Ho.
Wait a minute.
That one got lots of laughs. When he started talking better, it evolved to Hetty.
Okay. And I actually knew another Heather that went by Hetty. So that might be a
Really?
common one. Yeah, she was, hey, I'm Hetty.
I think that's super cute.
So how about Mariana?
I was with her at the concert last
She's
night.
a redhead. She said she was called Copper Top, battery red hair, and I keep going and going. Well, wait a minute. Is she a redhead?
She's the copper top battery. She has red hair and she keeps on going and going. And she does. She has lots of energy.
And red hair.
Yeah, she was
Okay.
dancing and singing all night.
Oh, that story's
Last
coming
night.
up still. You're
It
so
is.
excited about it. Our friend Dan, who we used to work with,
Yes.
he is Dan the Van Man. He used to work at KSM. That's the station in Bellingham.
Bellingham?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he had to drive the van with all the broadcast equipment. And I guess they got to take a chartered flight
Well,
with all the stuff.
Well, he booked 7 events in 3 days on the
Oh,
peninsula. That's
okay.
why.
So he complained about it. They created a bit out of it. And now, I guess that's the morning show, made a bit out of it. He's Dan the Van Man. Next time we see him, we got to use that.
I like it.
I had no
like
idea.
it a lot.
How about Amanda?
The nickname I acquired during a road trip with my 2 friends was Vancouver and Vegas.
My friends' nicknames are based on where they're from. Okay. You know what they do? They do that in the movie.
Is it her nickname? Is it her nickname?
Mine is based on the fact that I see.
Okay, so they're Vancouver and Vegas, right?
Got it.
And then hers is based on the fact that she likes to take detours. Oh, her nickname is Detour.
Detour, okay.
I got it. All right.
And the movie was Zombieland. They just called people by,
Where they're
Columbus and...
Oh,
so
okay.
that was... how about... this is from Durandi, whose name is actually Andy, right?
Well, yeah.
Durandi. Andy says, I wish I had a nickname. Sounds like fun. Well, guess what,
He
buddy?
is
You do.
famously known as Durandi, and we love him so much.
He's a lot of fun and the biggest Duran Duran fan you're ever going to meet.
Lynn said her nickname is Velveeta, but I want to know why. She didn't put why.
Yeah,
Darn
she's
it.
just Velveeta.
Velveeta.
Remember
She's
Tiger?
so cheesy. Probably because she's so cheesy.
Is she cheesy?
I don't know.
Tiger, our friend, who at one point was on, what show was he on? It was a singing competition. Right now, if he's listening, Tiger, sorry, because he's like, it was the one.
I didn't know that.
Oh, you did too.
Like The Voice or...
it was before The Voice. Was it
American Idol?
Maybe? Well, you want to look it up real quick while I talk about
Well, he was also the Mariner Moose.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
So
He's
Tiger...
a famous mascot in the Seattle area. Tiger is famous.
And his nickname is Tiger. And,
He just goes by Tiger, and people know Tiger here.
right. We don't know why. Nobody ever explained it to me why.
He said there's only one way to find out, Jen. I'm not even sure what he means by that. Tiger, ask you? We're asking.
I don't think that you would like what he meant by that.
You don't?
There's only one way to find out, Jen.
Okay.
I don't
I'm
know.
going to ask him. I'll respond. I'll respond on Facebook.
How about Barb, our last submission today from Barb, and she said that her nickname came from a knock-knock joke.
Okay. Are you going to say? Okay. Go ahead.
You got to start.
Okay. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Orange juice.
Orange juice who?
Orange juice, a sweetie pie. After that, he called me OJSP.
Orange juice, a sweetie pie?
I thought it was funny saying my name backwards, too.
Oh, Barbara backwards is Arab Rab.
Okay.
My first name backward is Truck. There you go.
Yes.
It is, I guess. I never thought about that.
Mine is
Nedge.
what the heck?
Nedge. All right. Thank you for participating. If you
Going
still want
downhill
to,
quick.
if you want to give us your nicknames and also, of course, the reason why you have those nicknames, we are still certainly happy to hear from you.
I'm going to find out more about Tiger. I feel like I should know the answer to this, but
All right. This one is a little sad, I guess, right?
yeah, 1 in 10 moms regret the name they gave their child.
That's why I asked you about that. And there is some rationale behind it because, here's my thinking, and I've only named dogs. I've never named a baby.
Yeah.
I've suggested people name their baby Curt, but nobody's done it yet.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, you're going through the names for your, I guess in this case, a child or the dog. And when you finally settle on one, at first, does it seem kind of odd? Like, okay, you're going to be Riley or whatever.
It is weird that you're designating a human and what they will be called for the rest of their life
Right.
if they don't choose to change their
But
name.
then, shortly thereafter, it's like, okay, they could never be anything else because now you are a Riley, and
Yeah.
you think about those other names that you were thinking about. You're like, oh, they would not have worked.
Yeah.
I'm glad we went with Riley in this
Yes.
case or whatever. So the deal with some of these moms that regret their names they gave their kid, maybe because they say their kid's name just doesn't fit their personality.
I know, but that's so subjective too, and based on just your experience with different people having different names, right?
How about the 15%? And this is a legitimate thought as well. 15% of moms have had people negatively critique or mock their child's name. So when you were naming your kids, did you go through and say, okay, we're going to go with this? How could they turn that into something bad?
Oh, I was going to mention that. Dwayne, the girl's dad,
Yeah.
he was a master at putting it through the how can we make fun of that name? And if he found a way, it was out.
So you went through a lot of names.
He was the filter for the, yeah.
Okay.
Like I would say, what about this? And he's like, oh, great. Then they're going to say, the playground. And I'm like, all right, well, that's out.
So, yeah, I guess it's a little unfortunate. But I would think that, once the name becomes sort of normalized, I guess to other people, they don't think it's a bad name. Maybe this is just the moms here.
Yeah.
Because think about the first time, okay, this is not a kid, but the first time Darius Rucker went into his co-bandmates and said, hey, we're going to name the band Hootie and the Blowfish. Now it's very well known, the band and everything like that. But the first time, I was working in Toledo at the time as a music director, and this CD came across my desk, Hootie and the Blowfish. We're not going to play this. Then it was good, and we did end up playing it.
Yeah.
But,
a lot.
Mm-hmm. So it's something about how the name becomes normalized after a while.
Yeah.
Don't name your kids Hootie, by the way. I think that would be a bad move.
I don't.
Okay. Oh, okay.
You know what? I think that
Hootie?
people start regretting it too when it's so trendy, and then it's like,
Right.
no.
You know what? Jen is obviously, and Jennifer has been a very popular name through the ages. Curt was never on the list of most popular names, or least popular names.
I think Jennifer is now an old-fashioned name. I don't think that anybody names their kids Jennifer anymore.
And isn't it interesting how some of the older fashioned names have come back? I mean, I didn't know through my entirety of school, K through 12, I did not know one Emily the entire time, or Heather. And I know Heather is not a new name either, but it just shows how things change.
Oh, I knew both. Okay.
And Emily at the time would have been like, oh,
but
that's
you're so much older than me anyway. So
oh, really?
That.
3 years makes a big difference. Is it 3 years? That doesn't matter. Let's not go down that path. I don't want to talk about it.
I think it might be 5.
It's just going to make you feel bad.
Whatever.
All right. Your concert experience from last night, the show that I did not go to because I had to pick up a dead mouse.
I am telling you what.
All right.
So, okay. T-Mobile Park, Cheap Trick, Journey, Def Leppard. Who do you think headlined?
Well, I would say of the three, I know that Cheap Trick went on first.
Yes, they did. They were opening.
So it's between Journey and Def Leppard as to who closed out the show. I'm going to say Def Leppard.
They did.
Okay.
They did.
All right.
I was surprised, though, because I was thinking Journey was going to.
I would say, to me, just thinking briefly, I think that Journey had more hits than Def Leppard.
I don't know. Def Leppard had a lot of hits.
They did, off of 2 albums. I know. They were going, oh, what about the first one?
But
Going
did
through the
Journey
night.
have a lot of albums?
Yeah.
See, I don't know albums. I just know the hit songs.
Journey was around for a much longer period of time, I think. Well, Def Leppard's still going, so you can't say that. But, I think...
yeah.
Anyway.
It is funny to see, or just like the guy that's now the lead singer for Journey his voice does not match what he looks like.
But does he sound like Steve Perry?
He sounds like Steve Perry.
Yep. They've done a good job with that, by the way, because there was for a while they had, and I forget the guy's name, but they picked a guy to replace Steve Perry as the singer who looked a lot like Steve Perry and sounded just like him too.
Oh.
And they found him, I believe they found him in a Journey cover band, and he did such a good job in this cover band and said, hey, you're going to come be the lead singer for Journey.
I knew you'd know all these things.
Well, I don't know his name.
So why did Steve Perry leave? Do you remember?
There was some friction within the band, I believe, that led to it as well. And I think he might have wanted to do some solo stuff. Let me tell you my Steve Perry story. I don't keep it quick.
Okay.
Of all the people that we've met over the years, and you meet sometimes you meet legends, sometimes you meet your favorite bands, often you meet up and coming bands. And,
right.
I mean, I remember in 1999 rather, who is this person? Pink? Really? And it's Pink.
It's Pink.
But for every Pink, there's like a dozen others that, you'll never hear from again.
Yeah.
Steve Perry, when he did his second solo album, came through the radio station. Again, this is when I was in Toledo, so we're like mid-90s. And he had the longest list of do's and do nots. Do not look right at Steve. Do not try to touch Steve's hair. Do not approach Steve without being asked. It was like, and I was like, okay. I mean, I get it. I know how people would get, paranoid. And especially, I mean, he was kind of known for his hair, right? He probably had women and men trying to grab his hair and whatnot. So there's my Steve Perry story. But he was a nice guy.
He was nice?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of shy,
That's
actually.
what I was hoping you weren't going to say he was a real jerk.
So let's hear the rest of your story from last night. I didn't mean to hijack it with my
No,
Steve Perry story.
I wanted to hear more about that.
So
okay, so first of all, this was one of those concerts since we grew up with those bands, you and I.
Right.
And of course, there were so many people at the concert that did, but also other generations. But almost everybody knew every word to nearly every song. And so everybody was a rock star there. Like I turned to my friend who was there, Mariana and Lorianne. I'm like, I am not rock star ready right now.
Why not?
Like I didn't get ready for the concert. I got there and I was like, I could have been performing that concert because
you knew all the rest of all the songs.
Yeah.
Let me point out that you often get the words wrong, but you just keep on singing
That's
anyway.
fine. It doesn't matter. I was still a rock star. Losing my voice. I'm dancing around. Anyway, so there's so many things that happened in this concert. First of all, I did something I've never done at a concert. And I said that before when I went to Pink, right? I'd never
Were you up on some guy's shoulders and you lifted your shirt?
No.
Oh, okay.
On Tuesday... I went to the Tacoma Dome to go to Pink, and the first time ever for a concert, I turned around. I never went in the concert because we couldn't find parking, and I went home.
Yep.
Well, yesterday, for the first time ever, I wore some earplugs.
Jennifer Prometheus Pirak. Is that your middle name?
I felt so old, but then they were too uncomfortable, and I took them out.
I'm stunned.
But here's the funny...
No, we're staying on this because your hearing is so important. Everybody, do not be like Jen. Actually, I went and got custom earplugs made, which I think is a very good idea. It doesn't cost a whole lot, and they fit to the exact inside of your ear, and that's the way to do it. I mean, but if you can't do that, use a paper towel, use the foam things or whatever. But you have to protect your hearing.
It was when Cheap Trick went on, it was so freaking loud. And I'm like, I feel so old saying this is really loud. I need to go get some earplugs. So we marched up to guest relations.
Okay.
And the lady, I said, do you have any earplugs? And she said, I think she said, nope, we're out. And she's like, I'm kidding. We only have a few pairs left. Like everybody was too old there.
That's
that
not,
needed
no,
earplugs.
stop that. It's not too old.
Okay.
You are leading a bad example here, Jennifer.
Okay.
Seriously.
Well, I couldn't keep those earplugs in. They were
Take
very
it from
uncomfortable.
the guy who has like 20% hearing left in this ear and maybe 45% in this ear that went to way too many concerts and spent way too many nights in way too many clubs paying way too much loud music. Wear your earplugs, people. From old Uncle Curt.
I will say when I plugged my ears, you could understand what Cheap Trick was actually singing.
Which of those three bands do you think was my favorite? Def Leppard, Cheap Trick, and Journey.
Well, knowing you like the off stuff. I would say Cheap Trick.
Well, that's not the off stuff, but you're right. Awesome band. Great guitar player. Great drummer.
I thought that all of them had great musicians in their band. I mean, they've all got it going for them. They do for being a bunch of old guys.
Did Rick
Nielsen
from Cheap Trick, did he have the guitar out with like 6 or 7 different necks?
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
Kind of known for that.
And their outfits. I mean, all of them were like just what you'd expect. And like, Def Leppard, they had the crazy like vest on with no shirt underneath, playing the sweaty guitar. It was amazing. But here's the thing. That
What's
happened
the thing?
though. So there was a woman in front of us who started throwing things at another woman who was, I don't know, 5 rows up from us, who was standing up dancing. Now we're in T-Mobile Park. So you know, when you're in a stadium, you can see pretty much, even if unless they're right in front of you, stands up. And so this lady finally turns around and is like, what you're throwing things at me?
That's
and she's
rude.
like, sit down. And the other lady's like, no, I'm not sitting down.
You stand up.
So that begs the question for me is like, is there concert etiquette for real? I've been to a lot of concerts, and here's my theory for concerts. I've paid my money for my seat.
Right.
And I'm probably at this concert because I love this band and I love the music. And you know me, I love to sing and dance.
That's true.
So I am going to stand my ass up if I feel like standing my ass up to sing and dance.
Ooh, do the snap thing while you're at
I
it.
might.
Okay.
So don't tell me what I can and can't do. But I also get, and this is the other side of me, the very polite, like want to be respectful side of me is like, okay, I'm standing up and I'm blocking someone's view. But if you're at a rock concert, stand up and sing and dance.
I have to disagree with you again.
You do?
Well, I don't disagree with you. Here's the deal. This actually, oddly enough, the last show we saw, Dana and I, was Foo Fighters.
Yeah. Oh, in a stadium tour?
Yeah. We paid the high price to get the floor seats, right? Which are not really seats. They're just a bunch. They're chairs on the field, basically.
Yeah.
And we decided we're not going to do that anymore because she, at 5'2", she can't see, and you can't say everybody else in front of us sit down. I get it, but so I'm like, well, there's
especially if you're on the floor. To me, you've got to stand.
And I'm not going to say, well, we're too old to stand that long. It's just, even and I'm what, 5'11"? The person in front of me was about my height. And so you try to so you're like looking between the two heads and you're looking like over the shoulders of the two people. And so we're like, we're done spending extra money for the seats there because
I'd rather sit in the stands always.
Right.
Because you get a better view.
That's because you're old.
No, it's not. I'll still stand up in my seats in the stands. I just feel like I can see more when I'm on the floor. The stage has got to be high up.
Right.
So I find myself looking up. Excuse me, the whole time, like I can barely see things.
Right. Well, now they've got the big screens now, which is nice.
Thankfully.
But if you want to watch that. But my big thing is not so much standing up at concerts. I get frustrated when people are having loud conversations during Eric Clapton show. One of my favorite shows I've ever seen. Legendary.
Somebody was talking?
Well, it was he has some quiet songs besides Tears in Heaven, and Wonderful Tonight and stuff like that. And so he's playing Tears in Heaven, and behind me I hear, they was going to go and get some beers, and then we're going to see if they got 5. I went, and I was like, shut the hell up. To me And of course, they might say, well, this is a concert, man. I paid for my seats. I'm just talking with my friend. But
The only thing that you should be talking when at a concert is the lyrics, singing the lyrics.
That's all you're allowed to do.
Yeah.
Even if you do them wrong. Jen.
I just want to know if there's seriously concert etiquette, because I'm all about etiquette. But I just think that if you have the urge to sing and dance because the music is moving you, then do it.
I don't disagree. But that's why we're gonna put this out.
Yeah, I'm going to put this on Facebook. I really legitimately. What's the deal? Because I want to stand and sing and dance when I hear a song that I love so much that I can't even contain myself.
And the problem is with that, I'm not challenging you, but the problem is everybody can say, well, I paid for my ticket and I want to sit down and watch the show. And you're like, I paid for my ticket and I want to dance. So are you suggesting there should be a dancing section?
Maybe. I mean, section? For real, I wonder if that is the...
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know, but that was an awkward, gosh, don't be so mean and throw something at people.
That's just wrong. That part, especially if they're 4 or 5 rows up. If they're right in front of you, well, you're not going to throw something because you'll get smacked.
I'm just going to say I don't know how rock stars do it because my voice is very raspy from singing last night. I couldn't put another show on in Spokane tonight.
Oh, that's right. They are going. Well, that's why they get paid the big bucks, I guess.
Man,
they can do that. Okay.
It was fun.
Weigh in on it. Let us know.
I
Jen
do
and I
know.
are pretty much in unity on this one. But
your take on standing versus sitting at a concert.
I think that you should expect that people are going to stand. That's part of the deal. Maybe it is separate sections, but you couldn't enforce that either.
Yeah.
I believe that most people at a concert are going to end up at some point standing for some of it.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's reasonable.
Comment below or give Jen a call, So let her know.
School me on what the real deal is.
We'll try to get a whole bunch of them together, and maybe we can come to a conclusion tomorrow.
I want there to be a concert expert to tell us.
Well,
this is what. Okay.
What's a concert expert?
I don't know.
Somebody who's been to 1,000 shows?
That's what I'm thinking through my mind as I'm talking about this. Who can say for sure what really is the etiquette?
Right.
Emily Post.
Emily Post.
She's the etiquette person.
Then you also add in there's alcohol involved, so that might make things challenging as well.
I don't even want to talk about that.
What's your take on standing versus sitting at a concert, please?
People got in a lot of trouble at the concert because they were intoxicated. And there's a lot of people smoking some marijuana.
Oh,
all right.
That stuff?
Here we go. Thanks for listening to all of this.
Yeah.
We appreciate you being here.
We love being part of your world.
Yes.
You'll have your voice back tomorrow.
Hopefully. I'm going to take some throat coat. All right. Have an awesome day. Make good choices. Find joy. Spread kindness.